Good evening. My name is Vince Noblet. It is 6:30, Monday, January 10th, 2022. This is a public hearing of the Town of Speedway of the Planning Commission. I'm a member of the board. With me this evening are members of the board, Gary Rakes.
Good evening.
Gary Pedigo.
Good evening.
And Eileen Fisher.
Good evening.
So all who wish to speak have been sworn in. Okay, so everybody has been sworn in. Please turn off your cell phones or mute any pager. Please rise and join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Here are the rules for those who wish to speak this evening. The petitioner, remonstrator, or proponents will each have 15 minutes to present their evidence. After their presentation, there will be a report from Tim Grupp. After this report, there will be a 5-minute rebuttal period for the petitioner, remonstrator, or proponents. At this point in time, let's see, order of business. First order of business this evening will be petition 2021-RZ0001 at 2545 Founders Square Drive. Will the petitioner or representative please step up to the podium and state your name, address for the record?
Real quick, just to clarify, since this is our first plan commission, we'll just kind of clarify that as the plan commission, due to changes in Senate Bill 392, this is why the town council is sitting as plan commission for this hearing. So this is how it'll be moving forward. I just wanted to clarify, this used to go through Indianapolis, and this is one of the changes in the state legislature last year. So.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Dooley. I am with Valvoline Corporation at 100 Valvoline Way, Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you all for coming out to speak with me tonight. Appreciate it being here. Just wanted to thank you in advance for considering the rezone of this property as well. Just wanted to say real quickly that Speedway is an important part of our development in the overall Indianapolis, Central Indiana market. This will be a corporate store for us. This is not a franchise. This is one of our own. We've recently opened stores in Carmel, Indiana, and on North Tacoma Avenue in Indianapolis. We have started construction on a store in Fishers, Indiana, and we have Westfield, Indiana, Greenfield, Columbus, Indiana, and McCordsville in the pipeline, as we say, getting ready to work through the due diligence process. Our engineers have worked with the staff here, addressed their concerns, and we believe we have complied with all the requests that have come forward so far. What this will be is a 3-bay, as we call it, a 3-bay right-hand brick building. So what we're doing is we're developing a 3-bay instant oil change facility. All of the exterior will be masonry, and our dumpster enclosure will match the building finishes as well. So it's all upgraded finishes to meet with requirements here. Give you just brief info on us. Like I said, this will be a corporate store. We are what we consider a low traffic generator. If we have 40 to 50 cars per day, that's a good day for us. We're excited about that. We're several QSRs do 40 to 50 an hour, so we're a low traffic generator. We also have no vehicles stored on site, so everything that is done within inside the building. There are no vehicles left overnight. There are no early morning deliveries or after hours. Everything is done within our regular hours, which is typically Monday through Friday, 8 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sunday 10 to 4. We do get deliveries once a week. They are basically on a 26-foot straight truck. There's no semi-trucks or larger vehicles that come through. We have deliveries once a week, trash pickup once a week, and we do recycle 100% of our spent product. So the only real trash that is generated is through like the technicians' lunches and things of that matter. So very, very environmentally friendly for the business that we do. The building is also constructed so that it is a pitted operation to where all the service comes from under the vehicle. That pit is actually enclosed in a pre-proof membrane. So most buildings are designed to keep fluids out. Ours is designed to keep anything that might spill in. And we've done the presentation for the wellhead field as well. So we got passed on that. So everything is lining up and ready to go. If you have any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer them now or throughout the rest of the presentation. But again, thank you very much for allowing us to come into Speedway and speak with you.
Sure. Are there any questions at this time?
I've got one that's just kind of goofy maybe, but I know used motor oil is clearly recycled. What about the old oil filter?
Absolutely. We have a container that's what they do is essentially they take the old oil filters, they go into that container. That is also a protected container so we don't have spillage in that. But all that oil is spun out and created into other products, not only the oil, but the filter, the paper parts as well.
Okay.
So everything's
And any
100%.
shop towel or anything like that would be?
All of our shop towels are what they call disposable. They're not disposed of though, they go through the same process.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Okay. Hearing none. Thank you very much. We're going to hear now from Mr. Grout.
Good evening. My name is Tim Gropp, Economic Development Director for the town Speedway. I am stepping in for Jason Doan, who is our site civil review for Etica Group, who has reviewed the request here on behalf of the town. To fill in a little bit, I do have some renderings of the project as well. So this is a commercial Founder Square, which is where this is located. It'd be at the corner of 25th and Founder Square Drive, right on the corner. Was contemplated as a CS zoning, a commercial special district. So it had very specific what is allowed and not allowed. So this particular use was silent. It didn't necessarily specifically call it out as an allowable use. It didn't specifically say you can't do it. When we first set that up, the goal of Founder Square was to kind of have unique, different things than we already have. So we shied away from automotive. As this has evolved, though, we feel that this is a very good use for this spot. This is where Circle K was originally going to go, and that kind of blew up. So we kind of split that parcel up, and this ended up being a little bit of a smaller parcel, and it seems to be a good use for it. So what the request actually is to add an instant oil change facility and minor vehicle maintenance as an approved use at 2545 Founder Square Drive. This shall be the only instant oil change facility and or minor vehicle maintenance use in Founder Square. So this is a very specific rezone. This is not allowing automotive use throughout the development. This is specifically for this site, for this project only. If you look, and if we bring it up, so Valvoline has worked through several projects. As he mentioned, the wellhead protection area was number one. This is the wellhead protection area, which is what the issue with Circle K ran into. They have gotten preliminary approval with that with some conditions and have met, so that's moving forward. And the ILP, they're still waiting on the design review committee letter. That group is meeting. It's an intro group that looks at the covenants and restrictions on design of the building. That group is meeting to get that letter issued this week, which would then trigger the ILP downtown Indianapolis. And then this would be the last piece of the puzzle, which is making this an allowable use through a rezone request. So if Brian could bring up the renderings. So we did work with Valvoline to eliminate some EFS and get a little nicer building. So this is all brick veneer building. They do bring a, what do you call these? Material board, thank you, of everything that will be on the building. If you'd like to look at that, I can pass that around up here. minus the east portion, which we changed out to the brick and rear portion. So it's going to be a very nice looking building. Exactly the kind of stylings that we like, that we are looking for at Founders Square. You can go to the next one, Brian. That's just kind of a look around of the building, so you can see the bays and visualize. And then can you go to the site plan? As you can see, it's the corner of 25th and High School. It'll enter, 25th and Founders Square Drive. It'll enter off of Founders Square Drive. It sits nicely on that parcel. Freddy's would be to the south of it, and then to the north is El Rodeo. And then if you look to the last slide here, they have a very nice landscaping plan that adds a lot of trees. There's a sprinkler system that's part of it, so it should really make that corner pop out and look really nice at the corner. So in the review, there are, 5 statutory requirements that have to be met for a rezone to take place. Jason has reviewed those, and it meets all those statutory requirements. In the special commercial district general, it does allow the district to have flexibility and procedural economy by permitting the broadest range of land use choices within a single district. So the recommendation from Mr. Doan was that the general description indicates some flexibility to allow changes into uses, and with that general description, the information indicating that this will be the only kind of automotive use, and crew technically would fall into that a little bit too, that there's a recommendation to approve this based on the quality of the project they're building, the feasibility on the site, and we recommend your consideration this evening. Happy to answer any questions.
Is there any other questions for Tim?
So, Tim, on that landscaping, was there, I don't see that in our paperwork here.
I didn't give, I think it was attached to the site plan one. I did take out a little bit due to size, because those were pretty large drawings. Brian, can you bring the landscaping drawing back up for us? I did want to point out something on that one as well. So there was a curb cut, thank you, that we are closing off, that was left there for Circle K when Circle K wasn't there. It's about right here, there's a curb cut that we were going to leave as a right in, right out.
Right.
But since Freddy's and Valvoline would not need that, we're going to close that off, which allowed us to add some additional landscaping in there,
Okay.
so.
What, and they may not have it set out yet, but in regards to view and stuff of that nature, we need to make sure it doesn't distract the view of the street and that intersection. We've already had several accidents.
Well, and if you go up there now, there is the multi-tenant sign for the park is right here.
Okay,
And their signage actually doesn't, you're pretty minimal signage, it's mostly on the building, and it'll be on the multi-tenant sign, so I don't think anything along High School Road would be affected by site view, and I think most of that landscaping is low,
low, all right,
because they don't want to block their building from the sight line.
right. Sure, absolutely.
Any other questions?
Yeah, real quickly, it looks like a 3-bay facility, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it actually, does the front of it actually face High School or 25th Street? Because I see doors on both sides, man doors, that is.
Brian, can you bring up the site plan? Another one? This is the front, this is where you go. Looks like you go in off of Founders Square Drive and
Correct.
exit off of High School.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
talking about as a customer.
As a
What do you
customer,
consider your front door? Is it facing High School or is it facing 25th?
the front door is facing High School, although you would actually enter as a customer through the rear of the store.
Right, off of Founders Square Drive?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Would you like me to read this into the record? Yes. Sorry, this is our first meeting, so we're still learning some of the processes. For the record, Indiana Code 36-7-4-603, in consideration, a proposal for rezoning the Plan Commission and legislative body shall pay reasonable regard to, 1, the comprehensive plan, 2, current conditions and the character of the current structures in each district, 3, the most desirable use for which the land in each district is
Adapted.
Sorry. 4, the consideration of property values throughout the jurisdiction, and 5, responsible development and growth. And as I mentioned, we believe this project and request meets those 5 standards.
Okay. Okay, at this time I'll call, is there any remonstrators or proponents that wish to speak tonight? Are there any further questions? Seeing none, hearing none, I'll go ahead and call for a,
We'll close the meeting.
pardon me?
We need to close the meeting.
6 weeks, the hearing.
Oh, the hearing?
Hearing.
Yeah. It's 6:47. I'll close the hearing. And I'd like to have a motion to vote on this petition.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion that we approve petition 2021-RZO-001.
This will just be a motion to vote
Oh,
for each of us.
all right.
And
My bad, I'm learning too.
Sorry, we should explain that.
Actually, I think it would be good to explain it before we do this, just because this is the first time we've met since July when the law was changed, and we encouraged that change at the state legislature, so.
Yeah, so similar to the BZA, you all have a ballot in front of you, and so you will, for your consideration, you'll either approve or deny the request before you, and then once you vote, you'll pass the ballots to the president, and then the president will read the final vote tally. I believe, in general, you have to have at least 3 votes.
Correct.
For it to be considered, otherwise it has to get pushed to the next meeting. So you have 4, so you should be okay. And then those will be put into the record.
But the first thing we need to do is actually elect a chairman, is that?
Yeah, did that get skipped on the,
Did we skip that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was
I think it got passed over. on the
researching a
agenda.
statute.
Yeah, you can go ahead and vote, but
You
yeah,
can go ahead
need
and
to
vote
do
and
a
just-
slate of officers.
Yeah.
Okay, so pass all the votes in.
Well, you still need to have your motion.
Yes.
Now we can go ahead and move that motion you were going to, I think.
To approve the petition 2021-RZO-001 at 2545 Founders Square.
Sign it. I'll second that motion.
Got a motion and a second. You want to read the votes off?
Yes. Glasses for this. So petition 2021-RZ0-001, we have 4 votes in favor and 0 against.
Okay.
You're good. And then before you adjourn, yeah, just go ahead and elect a president, vice president.
Okay.
So we nominate? Well, I'd like to nominate Mr. Vince Noblet as president of the Plan Commission for 2022.
Is there a second?
I motion to close the nominations on the president
Okay.
position.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to need
A second on that. Need a second on the motion to close.
Second.
Okay. Is and then you need to vote on the closure of that, which
Or
would elect the president.
Or we just do a vice president?
You can do that as well. You can do that as well.
Or a
I make a
board's-
motion that Eileen Fisher be the vice president on this commission.
I second that.
Okay.
And nominate, or, yeah, make a motion to close the nominations, I'll say it that
The
way.
vice presidency as well.
Yeah, for vice president.
Okay,
I'll second that.
so at this time,
Need a treasurer and a secretary? No?
we'll need a secretary. I don't know, they're in the calling out for it. They're at
You
the,
can, no, typically it's a recording secretary that's on staff.
Okay.
That acts as that.
okay. Do we need anything else?
For Eder.
We're good?
Yep, president, vice president's all you need.
Okay. If there's no other business to come before this board,
Call for the vote.
Vote on your slate.
okay, call for the vote on the slate.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries 4-0.
Okay.
Adjournment?
And there's nothing else to come before this board. We'll close the meeting at 6:52.